where in the world is optimally an optimal place for, this kind of technology? Like where is it
So,
trending?
I don't know where it's trending today, like November 13th, but um, some places in Latin America who have been experiencing hyperinflation. So if you can't safely hold your local currency because a day or two from now, $20 is worth $10, like you can't your grocery what you can buy with that money is changing rapidly. And we haven't experienced that here, like a hyperinflationary event, but it sort of seems to happen nearly everywhere eventually over time in history. And there have been lots of ruminations from central banks in the West right now that, they will really, really, really try and achieve the inflation targets of 1 to 2%. And that means that even if it goes above 1 to 2% for a year, that's okay. We should very likely expect some additional inflation from all the money the government's printing that gets magnified through the banking system. So these countries, and again, that's why I believe like maybe we're eventually going to be one of these countries that experiences more inflation and that holding assets is better than holding dollars. And Bitcoin is sort of viewed as an asset now, not a currency. Like it's nuanced words for a lot of folks that don't have the same background in banking or, economics or investing, whatever the sort of overlapping industries are. But it sort of pays to spend some time learning about it, because if you're interested in portfolio construction or like what should I have, a lot of folks love real estate. A lot of folks love low cost ETFs, some blend of the two. Again, we're talking 1 to 2% as digital currency, as a hedge against inflation. And it has worked in real terms for folks in whether it's Venezuela or, places like that. And I feel like in many places in Asia, they're more in tune with digital payments already. So in China, things like WeChat Pay and Alipay have been a more real thing for longer. So they might have higher acceptance of Bitcoin as money, but it's ever changing and ever evolving. And again, I don't know what's hot today in November, but surely it's having a bigger impact in some places than others. And as the Bitcoin price approaches a new all-time high, the media cycle will take hold of it and potentially push it even higher. So, we saw about 25,000 Canadian in December 2017. If we just touch that number again, there'll be something to talk about other than the election. And and there are folks predicting 50,000, 200,000. It follows a hype cycle rather than a technological cycle. There's been a lot of development, but no real breakthrough specifically. Just a lot of development has been worked on and done since we had that last price move. So, and the folks that didn't live through it, who hold a little bit, they may be tempted to sell. They may not know what to do, but nothing's clear.
Hold on to it.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hodl.
Yeah. I listened to a podcast the other day and they were talking about how the creatives so most people are like in technology and stuff. It's not a marathon, it's a sprint. So we do these sprints and then we iterate, develop. And then it's like you have these opportunities for high levels of income. So he was talking about people in Silicon Valley and how for the most part, these people spend, 20 years of their lives not making any money at all. And then they do really well. And then they have to pay the government all this money when they really weren't making any money for the longest time. Then they get punished for eventually making money. So it's like it's coming. You can feel that momentum. You're saying like they're developing, and no big spikes have happened. So